Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I wasn't sure if I was going to make a video today because I have to work later and I don't have a lot of time, but um, usually as these things go, once I take a shower and get ready, and then I'm like, okay, a little bit more pumped up to get on here. I want to talk about something today that's maybe a little esoteric, so that doesn't mean you get to skip it. It just means that if there's something in there that you don't understand or doesn't make sense, then you can reach out to me and I will attempt to explain it a little better. Yeah, you can hear my voice is still on the mend. I haven't been getting very good night's sleeps lately, but we're getting there. We're making it. And I don't know if you can tell, but I got my teeth cleaned, so I feel like my pearly whites are really pearly right now. So basically what I want to talk about is our self-worth and loving ourselves, which you've heard me talk about before, so that's nothing new. But it's kind of this concept of like the subconscious and going back to that point of when we first like realized that we had the issues with self-worth, or we had the issues of even just rejection. And it's kind of a common theme in the sense that it's talked about a lot in relationships. I know women talk about this where they'll get with a guy and it's like every guy they get with has that one girl they talk about that ruined their love, and so they can't ever love again. And it's like the most ridiculous thing ever. And it seems like this actually does run people's lives. I feel like I know certain people, and I think maybe that's where the narcissism term kind of comes in, because you see people that never seem to be able to have successful functioning relationships. I know for me, when I had my first love, I was in high school, and that was the first time I got, we'll just say dumped. And there wasn't really a reason given. Not that that really matters, because honestly, it wasn't even like a super great relationship, but for some reason, that felt like the end of the world to me. But when I was thinking about that story, I was thinking, I wonder about like thinking about even before that. I mean, there's even the point when I have a really good memory, so I mean, that's been good and bad, but the point where, when you're in like kindergarten or you're younger and you write your little paper, will you go out with me? Check yes or no. And it like takes so much courage for you to write this paper and put the little check boxes and fold it up and figure out how you're going to give it to him. And, you're getting all like worked up about it, and you give it to him, and then you're just so nervous. Like you can't wait to get it back and like what it's going to say. And you get it back and you unfold it and it says no. The heartbreak, your heart just like drops out. It's like, oh my God. I remember that for sure. I also remember having, I guess there is some parts of being fickle, because after that you're like, okay, and then you just forget about them, move on to the next person. I remember I had a crush on this kid, and he ended up being my neighbor, and so I was able to write a note and put it in his mailbox. And then he confronted me and he was like, Andrea, did you put this note in my mailbox? And I'm just like, no. But then later that same neighbor threw a snowball at my brother and hit him really hard, and I like got really mad and never forgave him for that. But okay, bringing back to the point. So this initial feeling of rejection and unworthiness, it's something that we carry with us, because after that, I never really fully like opened my heart to anybody. And I was in like some really good relationships with really good people, but it was weird because when we broke up, I like didn't have that feeling at all. I was just like, okay, bye. And like, I didn't have a heartbreak at all. And so it just makes me think that maybe that I wasn't actually in love with that first person either. It was just that like, that was the first time that I felt like I wasn't worthy. And I think there's like a little bit of that carries with you all the way. Like even to this day, there's a part of that I think that carried with me that I have to be careful with. So I don't know. That's just something to ponder, I guess. I've been really feeling this deep need to give myself some self-love. And so I think that brings up that point to me and makes me think about that. And I also read this thing the other day that says self-love isn't about learning to love ourselves. It's about unlearning to hate ourselves. And I think that's true in the sense that there is like so much conditioning, especially around our bodies, men and women's. It's like, oh, this has like, my arm has this saggy part. Oh, I hate that. Like, oh, this isn't perfect. There's a little cellulite here. I hate that. It's like, why? Because we're conditioned that we're supposed to all look like supermodels somehow. Like, we're not supposed to look like that. We're all supposed to look exactly how we look. So make sure and love yourself always and in all ways. If you're going to explore anything, like really try to explore and understand the first moments in time of your life where you experience that unworthiness, because that can really carry. And it carried to even recent relationships where at one point, like, I started dating this guy that had convinced me somehow that I was in love with him. I don't even know that I was, but I like had known that person so long. So I was like, okay, well, I'm at this age now, and I've known them since I was like 12. So at least it's not some stranger. So yeah, maybe, yeah, I love them. Okay, yeah, that's it. And he convinced me of this. Well, I convinced myself, obviously. And within like 2 days of moving in with him, he let me know that he was actually in love with someone completely different. And that I had to move out. Like, oh, okay. Talk about feeling like a fool. And then I almost had the nerve, years later. He actually ended up marrying that person and then divorcing them and then tried to call me again. I was on the girls' team at that point, but I had the nerve at one point when I had been drinking. I almost messaged him and asked, like, how come I'm so unlovable? How come nobody wants me? I almost messaged that. I don't know if I just didn't hit send or if like technology saved me or what, but I woke up the next day and it hadn't been sent, and I was just like, relief. It felt so dumb. Oh, inhale. Exhale. Oh, you know what? I think today to do something different. Oh, and these are shorts, by the way, guys. It's not a skirt, if that's what you're thinking. Put my hair in a ponytail. Wee! Do something different. Okay. Inhale, arms up. Look at your thumbs. Oh, I love you, thumbs. You know, some magazine would be like, if your thumbs don't look like this, then you should have ugly thumbs and you should hate them. It'd be like a hand magazine. Okay. Inhale. This ponytail's really flinging. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. One good thing is I don't really feel super sore in my body because I'm guessing it's because I've been so focused on my coughing and my lungs. I've had to have a cough drop in my mouth literally the whole time that I've been asleep. So they're just right on my nightstand. And I mean, sometimes I wonder if I'm going to choke on it, but I haven't so far. So far so good. Get some hip rotation. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Child's pose. Do some more rotations. There's an expression. I was thinking about this expression where everyone always says, oh, just don't worry. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. Well, what if there is no tunnel? The tunnel's made up. The tunnel's an illusion. It's all light. We don't have to have a tunnel around us, just like we don't have to imprison ourselves with all these limiting beliefs and addictions and everything else. We can just unlock the door and walk out. Be free. Be free. I'm all about freedom. Even in a relationship, you have to have like your autonomy to a degree. I mean, it's nice to have another person there and you can coexist, but and I do believe, yeah, there's a certain amount of codependence that's going to exist. I think just happens naturally, but I definitely try to avoid it as much as I can. I want to have my own life, my own independence. And then you get together, it's like you don't have to be like the Venn diagram that comes in on itself. It's like you can just be two perfect circles that just come like really close together, and even touch like perfectly in the middle. It doesn't have to be like this interchange and overlap. And if you're gonna be like that, make sure it's a positive thing, because I see so many relationships, I feel like they thrive on negativity. Like, let's get together so that we can see how much better we are than everyone else. And then we'll always have something to talk about because, look, we're better than that couple and that person and that person. And how negative is that? I've seen people, when I see that kind of thing, I think this can't sustain itself. This can't last. I even had a friend that I felt like she had gotten into a relationship kind of like that. And I noticed that she started like pointing out things about other people. It put a bad taste in my mouth. I was like, I can't be even around her while she's like this, because she's normally so upbeat. And then the next thing you know, she's like, oh, why is that girl wearing that? Or why is that? I'm like, this is not like her. Thank God she got out of that relationship and went back to being herself. But be self-aware enough to at least know to catch yourself when you're doing that kind of stuff. Okay? That's all I ask of you. That, and to make sure and comment and like and subscribe, because I feel like my channel needs to get some more views and stuff, because my last video was really good and it hasn't gotten enough views yet. So maybe, I don't know, you guys need to generate some energy here. I'm sick and I'm on here making a video. So there. I'm sacrificing myself for you guys. Butterfly time. Fly away. What's that song? Butterfly in the sky. I can fly twice as high. Take a look Gets in a book, a reading rainbow. I know you guys remember that. Ah. Head to knee, head to knee. Cough drops are my best friend these days. Okay, everyone. I hope you have a wonderful day. Remember, I love myself always and in all ways. I love you guys always and in all ways. I see the best in you always. Have a wonderful day and make sure and like and comment.